Alright, the first thing I want to get out of the way for these Monoprice M1570 headphones is that some people out there are thinking if they buy these $600 headphones, they're going to get headphones that sound like the Odyssey LCD4 or perhaps the LCD3. And that's simply not the case. The LCD4s are $4,000 and the LCD3s are $2,000. The closest thing that you can get that are going to sound like those LCD3 or 4s at the $600 range are a B-stock unit of the LCD2 Classics. And if you're interested in that, I will leave a link down in the description below where you can buy a B-stock pair of those for about $600. If you haven't seen my unboxing of the M1570s, you can take a look at that video up here. Basically show you what comes in the package, including all the cables that come with it. In that unboxing video, I did mention that Monoprice doesn't include a balanced cable with these headphones. I went ahead and tried my Odyssey balanced cables, and they seem to fit in the mini XLR connections here. I also mentioned that they may or may not work depending on how Monoprice wired these mini XLR connectors. So stick around in this video, I'll tell you what happened when I plugged in these headphones using this balanced cable onto my THX AAA 789 amplifier. But first of all, most of you are asking me how these sound, and I'm going to go ahead and give you my first impressions of how they sound. Now, I haven't had a chance to try these headphones with the velour ear pads, but I figured most of you are going to listen to them with the leather ear pads anyway, so I'll just go over how these sound with the leather ear pads on. So first of all, these are warm sounding headphones. They're a little bit dark, but nowhere near as dark as the LCD2 Classics. The high end of the treble is also pretty rolled off, but because these are warm and a little dark sounding, they're not as fatiguing as the Monoprice M1060s here. I could definitely listen to these for much longer than the M1060s, and they're definitely not as harsh as those headphones. So these definitely are not analytical headphones like the DT1990s you see here on the right, as these lack a high level of detail. Music can sound muddy at times depending on the track being played. And now let's talk about my favorite thing about these headphones, and that's the mids. The mids just sound incredible. I'm going to go as far as saying that the Monoprice M1570 are mid-bass kings. These headphones produce the best mid-bass out of any open back planar magnetic headphones. The headphones have a very punchy mid-bass that extends into the sub-bass region, but not as much as the LCD2 Classics. These headphones can sound a bit harsh at times, as I can hear a peak somewhere in the treble region. But without a frequency response graph, it's hard to tell at what frequency this peak is at. If I had to take a guess, I would say that the treble peak is somewhere in the 10K frequency. If you're like me and like listening to music at high volumes, then you will definitely like these headphones. You really need to increase the volume a good amount in order for these to reach their potential. So I definitely recommend a powerful amplifier like the THX AAA 789 amplifier. These are definitely forward sounding, in your face type of headphones. And I would definitely describe these headphones as fun to listen to. If I had to compare how these sound to other headphones, of course the M1060s come in mind, but the M1570s are a lot better than the M1060s. They definitely worked out some of the issues of the M1060s, such as the harshness. I really can't listen to the M1060s for too long before I get fatigued due to the harshness. Because these are a bit dark, that harshness kind of goes away and you're able to listen for longer periods of time. But there is another set of headphones that these remind me of that are also fun to listen to and energetic, and they are the Fosix TRX00. Now the Fosix are closed back headphones, but the M1570s have a lot of the characteristics of the Fosix. When you're listening to the music, you definitely feel the music in your body, and you just want to bob your head along with the music, which is the same feeling I get with the Fosix. Just a lot of energy, good punchy bass, which you also get with these Monoprice headphones. So yeah, both of these headphones are fun to listen to. Comparing these headphones to the LCD2 Classic, they both are warm sounding headphones, and the M1570s are also a bit dark, but not as much as the LCD2 Classics. And that's really where the comparison stops, because I really don't think that Monoprice is going after the sound of the Odyssey headphones. They're just tuned totally different. They're more like an open back version of the Fosix headphones, and a big improvement over the M1060, so if you like those, you'll definitely like these headphones. Now these are totally different than the DT1990s. The DT1990s are more for analytical listening. As far as overall build quality and the look of these headphones, they're a lot like the Focal Elects, except that the quality is not as good as the Focals. And they're a lot heavier. I'm talking a lot heavier than these. Now these two headphones do share some sound similarities. The Focals are also fun to listen to and have a good amount of bass to them, but the M1570s have a lot more. However, the Focal Elects have an interesting sound where it seems like you have a little mini speaker next to your ear. You're kind of listening to a speaker. The M1570s sound different than that. You definitely can tell you're listening to headphones with these. Alright, let's wrap this up by talking about imaging and Soundstage. Imaging is surprisingly good in these headphones, both for music and gaming. Talking about gaming, they actually worked really well when I was playing Modern Warfare. I was really surprised how well they sounded in game, and the imaging was so good that I could pinpoint where the enemy was located. Soundstage is pretty good, landing somewhere in between a Focal Lex and the LCD2 Classics. Music definitely had a good amount of depth to it. So the audio cable that comes with it is actually pretty good. I definitely like this cable better than the one that came with the Focal Lex, but it's definitely not as good as the Odyssey audio cable, which is my favorite cable so far. Now talking about audio cables, I did mention in the beginning of this video that I will tell you what happened when I plugged in the M1570s using the Odyssey balance cable to my THX AAA79 amplifier. So the mini XLR connectors fitted just fine here. However, when I plugged in the bounce cable to my amplifier, the overcurrent protection on my THX AAA79 almost immediately went off. So what that means is that the Odyssey bounce cable will not work with these M1570 headphones, as it seems that Monoprice has wired the pinouts on the mini XLR connectors different than those of the Odyssey headphones. Now I did reach out to Monoprice asking for a wiring diagram of the pinouts, so perhaps I could get a balance cable made for these, and they actually responded to me. So what they told me was that they're actually working on a wiring diagram and they should have it within a few days. Now as far as when we can expect to see a balance cable for these headphones from Monoprice, they did say that they expect to have a balance cable for sale within a month or two. So definitely keep an eye out for that, and I don't know how much the cable will cost. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, so if this video helped you out, I would appreciate it if you hit the like button on your way out, and go ahead and share this video with others that might be interested. Until the next video, see you then.